On my podcast, Author Mollie, I call it A Month of Happiness with Miss Mollie, actually the book. But on the other hand, it talks about life recipes, food recipes, and you actually have your own journal in my book right here. So today, my guest today is going to be producer, actor, singer, Gary Colombo. Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Oh, you came all the way from New York or Nevada? Which one?
Nevada now, because I'm from New York, but I moved to Las Vegas years ago.
Okay.
That's where I am now.
Wow.
You look great.
Well, thanks. Listen, this is crazy. So out of the blue, I call it COVID blues. I got a wild epiphany, did a marketing plan for Barnes & Nobles, and they liked it, put me in 600 stores with Barnes & Nobles, and we created a basket.
Awesome.
Barnes & Noble in a basket. Because I said, look, I told one of the managers in Nevada, I said, we got to get creative and we got to sell the store in one stop. So anybody can do this. I mean, you get your own basket, whatever, if it's for family, friends,
Any
girlfriend,
size?
any size, it doesn't matter, whatever your budget is, could be from, let's say, let's start out with $30 to say $100. And I can ship it to you too. In fact, I do that. This is probably my third time I've shipped out.
Wow.
Well, this just happened. No, let's see. Let me rewind a little bit. So it happened that I got into the health and fitness division of Barnes & Nobles of 600 stores on the 5th of
How many stores?
600.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
That's awesome.
It's crazy. I said, okay, God, thank you.
So your book and your face is like all over the country.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Wow.
So I hope that I can touch lives and help people get down a better path, whether it's personally or professionally. Because as a talent agent from Texas, I'm not here to change anybody. I'm just here to put people on a path. So
Well, wait a minute. The text that you showed me this morning, you did change somebody's life.
yes, I did.
And it brought tears to your eyes and mine too.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote back to you that they read your book and they were in a low place and it lifted them up. So
Yes.
don't downplay what it can do to somebody's life.
You're right. You're right. You're right. In fact, that's the best thing I can do in anybody's life is just be a light. And I never know who I'm reaching, and you never know who you're reaching with your talent that you deal with, as well as being talent.
Well, sometimes I have a little advantage because if I produce a show and the people are there, it's live, I can see some of the results, but you have no idea.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He did my little jingle for the show. You're going to hear that at the end, too. So the book is called A Month of Happiness with Miss Mollie. It's about healthy recipes for 31 days of daily living. So I'm going to read you a synopsis of my book, and then we'll call it a wrap. In my book, relationships relate to cooking. A recipe consists of ingredients. So I say, put a spoonful of love in everything you do and bake all relationships with love at high temperatures always. Now that means it could be unconditional love or agape love, which is friendship love as a Christian, or that love that you're in a marriage or girlfriend, boyfriend, to be married. And basically what I thought about speaking to myself on how to, when you lose somebody you love in life, which was today, 5 years ago. As an amazing person in my life, attorney and sports and entertainment attorney James Mancuso happened to represent Greg Maddux, the estate law of an amazing winning pitcher who happens to live in Nevada, where I am right now. As a result of that loss, I wrote this book back in 2013 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
Well, I was working with a fitness publication, and I had probably about a whole year I was out. I had hysterectomy. I thought I had cancer. I didn't have cancer, thank God, thank you, Jesus. And I thought about the title of the book and how can I, as I help myself, help other people. And I say, if you put a spoonful of love in everything you do for 31 days, you make an effort to do something daily for yourself, eating something nutritious, and just try a few mental messages of mine that I share in the book, for your soul, actually. And then you pray, because we have to prayerize these things that we petition to our Heavenly Father. And I believe that, because I would not have gotten where I am today without all the mentors and the people in our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who are some of your mentors, Gary, that that have inspired you to be who you are?
Well, go back to when I was 16. I had the privilege of sitting backstage in the dressing room for a man named John Raitt. And John Raitt was starring at that time in Camelot. Years ago, of course, his daughter is Bonnie Raitt, the famous country singer.
Yes.
And John, at that point in time, had gone from being Lancelot to being the king, because his age was different.
Wow.
But I sat there, and he inspired me, because I was trying to decide whether I should go to New York or not.
Yeah.
And kind of funny, I'm sitting there, he's in his underwear taking off his makeup, and I'm thinking, this is John Raitt, the guy that I watched on television with Doris Day and all those great movies.
That's amazing.
And I'm just sitting there, and he just really encouraged me. Then I got to New York, and I got to go for a walk with Robert Preston. And he was one of the people on the board of directors of the school that I went to, which was the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in the Village, in the condemned building back then.
Yes.
Things were different. And that school has grown to be all over the United States. But that's another mentor. And then David, what was his last name? I can't remember. My first acting coach in New York. Again, very inspiring. And then I did leave show business for about 10 years, and I wanted to learn more about the Bible and about finances and whatnot. I had a mentor named Charles Gibbons.
Okay.
He's deceased now, but in the 80s he was pretty popular. And he began my venture in understanding money and the economy and real estate and all that. So
Was he related to Robin Gibbons?
I don't know. I don't think so. He was married to Adina.
Oh, okay.
They lived in Florida.
Sure.
I got a chance to visit them there. But the most recent mentor that's been going on for the last 26 years is Pastor Paul DeLay.
Oh.
He's the pastor of my church here, the International Church of Las Vegas.
I have visited with you.
You
Yes.
know what happened this morning, right?
No, what happened this morning? Because I missed it. I was talking to a client, and she went all the way to church, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, this is awesome. I was going to go to the 11 o'clock service, but a friend of mine was visiting from California, and he said, hey, I'm going to the 9 o'clock service, that President Trump is here.
Oh, wow.
So I quickly turned my car around and said, I'm going to the 9 o'clock service. And yeah, Trump was there. This is the third or fourth time he's visited with us. Every time he gets near Las Vegas, he goes to our church.
He likes the early service.
Well, yeah, and there weren't very many Secret Service or anything there. He doesn't broadcast when he comes to church.
Well, I bet not.
Because he wants to just worship.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool because we had him a few weeks before the first election 4 years ago, and here we are a few weeks before this one. So it's kind of the same timing. And he just sat there and enjoyed the worship service. And
That's amazing.
yeah, it just changed everything.
And I guess I got part of that service after the fact. And I happened to tell my client, who is representing this talent, not here, but away, I said to Paige, Paige, I think I'm missing President Donald Trump, but I always like to go to the later service because I have things to do. And so that was pretty cool that your person, Daniel, reached out to me, because you never know about things in life. And I mean, this is what this is about. This is your life recipe, right? That's what this is about. It's not just food. And it's a simple book. It's an easy message, but but it's a small book, okay? Either way, you can look at it, and it just can go in either direction. So the basket, I'll show you right here.
Want to get that?
Yep.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take these out, right? This is just a simple book, a basket that you can put my book in here, and then what I like to do is get the Barnsey Bear and put that in here. So when you submit your money to me, I will create something just tailored for that person. So if it's a child or an adult, I'll figure it out. But basically, I just ship it to you, UPS or whatever. You Zelle me the money and no fees. But it's just something back in the day when I was in the food business 20 years ago, I was 24, 25. It was my mother's dream to have a restaurant, a bed and breakfast. We had guest suites on a golf course in Salado, Texas. True story. I worked 7 days a week. I created a breakfast group called the Salado Breakfast Bunch. So how I got to writing, ladies and gentlemen, is because I was on the Texas Restaurant Board in Austin, Texas, where the state capital is. So I was the editor of the newsletter in the Central Texas area. So I'm a Texas girl, I happen to be right now in Nevada, but I have family in California and Texas.
You're modest. You're too modest. Tell them you actually were Miss.
I was one of the Miss Texas. One of the circus, that's true. And a judge, true. An ex-radio station manager in Dallas, Texas.
There you go.
And I have to tell you, because the book...
I didn't understand that.
Oh.
Really?
You know what happened? You said something similar to like the Hey Siri or whatever, and then your phone just went on. So ignore her.
I will. We have a third party in the room. So the crazy thing is this book was inspired by my history in the hotel hospitality management. Now today, I wouldn't touch it. It was a dream I created for somebody else, and it was fun, it was a blessing, but it actually helped me become who I am today, along with that attorney who happened to be in my world for 15 years.
So it was a season.
It was a season. It was definitely a season. I love to cook. I have great recipes in here.
Oh, that's for sure.
Breakfast, lunch, yeah, dinner, appetizers, desserts. So just, a little basket like this, right? So today I found one, and I can't tell you my secret where I get my baskets because it's a secret. So whether it's a square basket, I do brown for men, or a lighter color depending upon, the depth of it and how many items I'm going to put in there for you. But the key here is Barnes & Noble, right? Barnes & Noble in a basket. And I always add Godiva chocolate because this is good for the brain. And it makes us happy. Chocolate actually does that.
It does.
It does.
So actually, how do they contact you, or how do they get this stuff?
Oh, so you can contact me on my Instagram. This is how Paige, and she reached out to me. Paige Horenick.
So you just type in your name and it's
Author at the @ author Mollie AUTHOR MOOL.
No, MOLL.
Oh, that would help. So let's go again.
No,
So it's
Mollie.
Author
Mollie.
Author Mollie AUTHOR MOLLIE. So you can hit the contact button and you'll see my number, which is 310-321-2390. So now it's very simple. Anybody can do this, but I literally had to reach out during COVID and say, look, we got to make new relationships happen. This is what you do, ladies and gentlemen, through pandemic times and after, you just get these creative, witty ideas, and I call them from heaven because this little angels just dropped off my shoulders, and here we are. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And so again, you reach out as in Instagram to author Mollie, and my number's there, the email's there, and it's the best way. And I appreciate you. And here's Gary and his talent with the jingle he created for me. See you later.